Hello everyone, how are you? Welcome to Beyond the Cloud. So in this video, we will explore Azure Cloud Cell, a browser-based cell environment for Microsoft Azure. So it's perfect for managing and automating your Azure resources using either Bash or PowerShell, so right from the cloud. And no local setup is required. So to access Cloud Cell, simply log into your Azure portal, that is portal.azure.com, and once you log in, click on the Cloud Cell icon located on the top right corner of Azure portal. So you can choose between Bash and PowerShell and start executing commands instantly. So there are other methods as well to access the Cloud Cell, and we will discuss those along the way in this video, and we will also find those. So if you are new to this channel, kindly like, share, subscribe, and comment your thoughts. Let me know what you liked and what you didn't like. I will make some recommended videos out of you guys if you have any. So sit tight and enjoy.
Azure Cloud Cell. So first of all, we have to know what Azure Cloud Cell is and how does it work. Azure Cloud Cell is, if you're familiar with AWS Cloud, you will be able to understand that Azure Cloud Cell is nothing but a flavor of AWS CLI, kind of AWS CLI, where you can log in to your Azure from this terminal, or I will show you from where you can log in, and then you can do couple of tasks. What tasks you can do, I will discuss couple of them with you, and then we will see how can we manage our Azure um, account from this Cloud Cell. So Azure Cloud Cell, as I said, it's an interface. So basically, as a user, I want to manage my cloud, Microsoft Azure, and basically I can go and log into the portal and manage my resources. Instead of doing that, we have a Cloud Cell, Azure Cloud Cell, which can help to manage my resources locally without going into the cloud. I can see where are my resource group, what is the VM that is deployed, what is the account type, and what is the users that are logged in, and so on and so forth. So first of all, as I said, what is Cloud Cell? We have to understand what is Cloud Cell. And so it is a CMlets to manage Azure resources directly from your command line. So you can just log into your Azure from your command line. You have it works with a PowerShell, it works with a Bash as well. If you have a Mac OS, it works in your terminal. I will show you. And then you can do most of the common tasks like the basic commands, scripting, managing resources, view your groupings and everything, view your subscriptions and all, create VM and everything. And it is free of charge. This is very nice thing to do. So you don't have to incur any costs using it from anywhere. And then the next is it is managed by Microsoft. So you don't have to manage anything. So you just have to open this terminal, log into Azure, and that's it. So the next point is how does it actually work, right? So we have a user, we have our Microsoft Azure Cloud, and we are using this Cloud Cell. So as we are not managing it, then how in background it works? So how does it work? So it has a storage account. So if you are doing it for the first time, you are opening this Azure Cloud Cell for the first time, it will ask you for a storage subscription. If you have a enterprise subscription, you might not be able to access that, because then enterprises actually um, uh, they don't give you the subscription for that. They have a enterprise subscription that you have to use. Otherwise, if you it is a private subscription of yours, this Microsoft Azure, then what you can do, you can create a storage subscription. And the storage subscription is something that it resides inside Microsoft Azure, and this whole cloud cell actually running on the background on a containers. So Microsoft Azure, Microsoft runs a container for you and gives the cloud cell access to you. And as soon as you log out, then everything is removed apart from the storage class. If you have a storage class that is particularly for you, your private subscription, then that only reside Otherwise, it does not reside. If it is an enterprise or anything else, then you will not be able to save your storage sessions. This is what I was saying. The storage can be persistent if you have the access. If you don't have the access, you cannot persist the storage. Next is there is no license fee required, so you don't have to pay. So as I said in my earlier slide, that you don't have to pay any price to access this Azure Cloud Cell. So there is no license fee at all, and it can run on the PowerShell or Bash window. So as I will be using Mac, then you can see that I can do it from my terminal window. I can log into Azure and I can list all the things there. So this is how simple it is. The next part is how can you access this Azure Cloud Cell. So what are the possibility of ways you can access it. So the thing that I will be discussing here is the Azure portal. So you can access the Cloud Cell from the Azure portal. You can access it from the macOS terminal or Windows terminal. I will show you how to do it in macOS terminal. Next, you can do it. There is a portal called cell.azure.com where you have to log in, and you can basically do everything whatever you can do in macOS terminal or Azure portal. It can be done in VS Code plugin as well. I will show you how to do that. So in VS Code, there is a plugin of Microsoft Azure, and you can just log into the Cloud Cell from there as well. And there is an option in Azure documentation as well. In Azure documentation, there is an option to open this Cloud Cell. So those are the five things you can access this Cloud Cell. Apart from that, you can also access the Cloud Cell from your mobile, but I don't find it very much convenient to use my mobile to access this Cloud Cell, but you can definitely do that. But I will show you these 5 steps. How can you access the Azure portal from this 5 terminal? So let's go and do our practical. First of all, I will show you how to do it from Azure portal. So right now I'm inside my Azure portal, and you can see here, this is the home page or the landing page when you log into the Azure. Uh, how to see the Cloud Cell is that there is a search pane here on top of it. So on the right hand side of it, there is a tiny button called Cloud Cell. And if you click on this, it will open a tiny window on the bottom of your window or the bottom of your browser, and it will ask you whether you want to run the Cloud Cell with Bash or PowerShell. So for this demo purpose, I will use Bash, but you can use PowerShell as well. There is no stopping on it. I will choose Bash. As long as you choose Bash, then it will ask you that whether the storage account is required or not. So as for this demo purpose, I don't need the storage account to be needed. I don't want my sessions to be stored somewhere, so I will select no storage account required. But if you need to mount your storage account, then you select this mount storage account, and then it will ask you that if you have a sufficient permission on your subscriptions so that you can use the storage account or not. So please check before, because this can incur some costs. So for this demo purpose, I will not choose any storage account, so no storage account required. And then it will ask me to have this subscription enabled, and then I will choose the subscription, and then I will choose apply. As soon as I choose apply, so it will go back to the Cloud Cell console, and it will request a Cloud Cell. That means it is requesting a container image for me, and it will in backend it will spin up one container and give me a terminal, and give me a ready to go terminal for this. So this is my terminal. I can do whatever I want here. So here you see here your Cloud Cell sessions will be ephemeral, so no files or system changes will persist beyond your current sessions. That means I have not selected any storage class. That's why my any files or any system change that I will do will not be persistent. So next, there are 3 buttons here on the right hand side. You can just close this session, you can maximize this window, or you can minimize this one. And on the left hand side, as I have chosen Bash, you can switch to PowerShell by just clicking on this. I have clicked, and you see it is switching to PowerShell now, and it has also just requesting a Cloud Cell for PowerShell window. and it is authenticating with everything, and it will give me the PowerShell window. So I will again choose back the cell window or bash window, and here I am back. uh, there is a restart button. You can restart the session as well. There is a manage files button where you can upload and download files. I will not do so here, but you can do that. New session, you can also do a new session here. This is the editor button, where you can just choose whether you want to switch the classic cloud cell or you want to stay here as well. So I will not choose here. Then couple of settings, you can just do small, big, medium, large, the text size, the font you want to choose, the theme you can do, and everything you can do. And also there is a help portal, and it will just take you to the Azure Cloud Cell overview, the documentation of Microsoft Azure here. So here, what is Cloud Cell and everything. So this is it. So this is what a Cloud Cell is. Now, what we will do, we will try some commands just to show you that how it works. So suppose in my portal, I want to list the account. So everything here will start as AZ. AZ means Azure. So this is a short term. So AZ, then I want the account list, my account list. And so this will give me the account list. The cloud name is the Azure Cloud, then the tenant ID, the ID, and then it will give me everything here, the cloud cell ID and the name of the cloud user as well, and the type that I have logged into this Azure application as a user. So this will give me the type as user. So this is how you can see how account list is. You can also give the command here is storage account list. So I will just list down my storage account, and if you just click on that, so there is no storage account is created. So if you remember, I have not created any storage account for my subscriptions, so this will return me a empty list. Right now, if you also do kind of AG VM, I want to see how many VMs are deployed in my storage account or in my in my Azure account. Sorry, so you will be able to see that there is no VM. There is no VM listed, or there is no VM uh, created yet. So first of all, we can do here is let's create one VM, right? But to create the VM, we need the resource group. So how to know the resource group? So to know the resource group, there is a command ag group list. So this will show me the resource group that is associated with my account. So you can see this is the resource group. This is the resource group, and this is the name, and I can create the virtual machine within this resource group. Also, if you go here under this resources, you would be able to see in this here. This is my resource group. So this is what it is showing here. Now, the second part is let's clear the screen and let's create a VM. So how to create a VM? So to create a VM, there is a command. So ag VM create, and then the name of the VM I denoted as my VM, and I have to give the image. So I'm not sure, or I have, first of all, let's give the resource group name. So my resource group name is this one. So I will just copy it and I will paste it. So this is my resource group, and then I have to give the image of my VM. So the denoted is image, and let's give it as Ubuntu, and I will generate the SSH key as well just to log into the VM. So generate SSH key. So that is that's it. So this will create. Okay. So I have to I have to specify which version of Ubuntu I want to use. So let's modify the command and maybe just give it as 2204. That's it. And this will, I hope, create a VM for me. And yeah, it is actually generated the key pair, and now it will create the VM. If we go back to our Azure portal, and if we just select the virtual machines there, and we will be able to see the machine may be created here. Let's minimize this a bit. So the machine is still not created, but whenever it will be created, we can see the machine here. So I can see it is still running. So let's wait for some time. So now after a couple of seconds, I can see the VM is created here. I can list down my VM here. So if you go back, if we go inside the VM, I can see all the details about the VM. This is the Linux operating system with Ubuntu 22.4 and public IP, private IP, everything is there. And it will also give me the public IP here and also the subscriptions and everything, the VM, the resource group along with it, everything. And it has also said that the SSH key has been set to this location. So my VM is created. Now everything is okay. Now what I want to do, I want to log into the VM, right? So let's do SSH, then the name of the person who will be logging in. So this is this you can take this one because your SSH key is stored here, and so wherever the SSH key will be stored, the name should be that person. So I will use cloud and then SSH cloud at the rate then the public IP. So the public IP address is this one, and that's it. So let's see. It is asking whether you want to really connect to this VM or not. So I'm inside this VM. So this is my cloud VM. I'm inside this VM. So this is my virtual machine. It's an Ubuntu virtual machine. What we can do in this particular virtual machine is that we can call the metadata for this. To call the metadata, there is a command where it says that curl, then the metadata is true, and no proxy should be in the header as star, and then we are calling the metadata URL. And this is the metadata URL. Okay, so we don't have this jQuery installed, so we have to install the jQuery first. So I will just copy this one and paste it, and this will install the jQuery for me, and then we will again do the metadata. So let's see, it will take a couple of seconds. It's done. Then let's call the metadata URL again, and you see here, if when I call the metadata URL, it show me all the metadata related to the VM. I can see the public key, this one, the image, and the computer name, the admin username, everything. So this is kind of the same that whenever you spin up an EC2 instance in an AWS cloud, the metadata URL, this is the same thing in Azure VM. So that's how it works inside of a VM. So I can just exit it, and right now I am inside my cloud cell again. So this is how you access it from the portal. This is how you access the cloud cell from the portal. Now the next part where I will show you that in the macOS terminal, how can you access the Azure cell. So I have the terminal already open. So here, this is my personal terminal in my macOS, and from here, you can just give Azure login, AG login, and whenever you give that, then it will open a browser to log into the Azure portal. So whenever it will open, you have to give the user ID and password for your account. So I will show you, and I will give you the user, and I will give now the user ID and password. So as I have already logged in with couple of user in the couple of portals, so I will use another account. Then I have to give the user ID. So this is my user ID, and when I click on next, it will ask me for password, and this is my password, and I will choose sign in. So it says that, yeah, you have logged into my Microsoft Azure, and you can close this window, and you will be redirected to Azure CLI documentation in 1 minute. If you don't, please close this window. So this is fine. I will keep it open. And if I go back to my terminal here, and I see that, yeah, my login is successful, and it is showing me the subscription name, subscription ID, and everything. So this is my subscription. So okay, so this is not that. So now I have been logged in. So now I have logged in. Sorry. So and now you can do AG account. list, and this is my account list. This is my Pulsar cloud and everything. It's showing me the Azure cloud and everything, and my subscription ID and everything. You can also do the same thing here. AG uh, mm, group list. It will show me the resource group that it is associated with. So this is my resource group. You can also do the same thing, AG VM list, whatever the VM is associated or whatever the VM is deployed, that would be shown. So remember, we have deployed one VM from the portal.azure.com, and it is showing me the same thing here. The same VM it shows me here. So this is how you can log in to Azure from your local terminal. This also works in the same way in your PowerShell in Windows. Okay, so the next part is sell.azure.com. So there is a portal. I can just open it. Sell.azure.com. So if you open it, if you have opened in the same browser, let me check that. 18253. I hope this one. Yeah. And if you just you don't have to give the password again, because it is the same browser session. It is showing, and then in the sell portal.azure.com. So this is the same thing, sell.azure.com. Mm. And here it opened in actually a new browser. And this is the same thing actually in the portal.azure. In your portal where you have opened this cloud cell, and if you just maximize it, it is the similar structure as this sell.azure.com. So this is how you access it. This is the same thing. You can do a GVM list and everything. So this will also show you the VM. That's fine. Now the next where how can we access is the VS Code plugin. So let's open the VS Code now. So I have opened VS Code, and in the VS Code you see here on the left hand side there is a tab called extension. On the extensions there are a couple of things. If you search with Azure, and there is this Azure account that you have to install. So I have already installed that, but you have to install this one. So if you install this Azure account, then after restarting this VS Code, you would be able to see that Azure here. And here there is an option to sign into Azure, and it will show that this extension of Azure resources wants to sign into Microsoft. I will allow this, and then it will again ask me for my user ID and password. You remember I have given the user ID and password already, so I will select the user, and it will take the password automatically. And if I go back to VS Code, it will show me my Azure account. So this is my subscription, and under this subscription, this is everything is showing up here. And so here in this VS Code, then you have to click on this function F1 and then type in this cloud cell. So there will be a open cloud cell option here, but here I don't see that right now. But anyway, so I will choose this upload to cloud cell. Then you have to select whether the bash or PowerShell is there. So, but I will choose here in this case as PowerShell. And then whenever I choose this one, I will not upload any files. So I will cancel this, and the terminal will open with PowerShell window. And this will authenticating to Azure. So my authentication is already done here on the left hand side. This is why the Azure resources came up here, and my authentication is done. As I have used PowerShell, so let's give a couple of commands like AG subscription and AG subscription, yes, and this is what, sorry, get AG subscription, and then if you select tab, then it will take the command, and then if you hit enter, so this will give me my subscription ID. Also, if you give the get, then AG VM And if you hit enter, then it will show you the VM that is deployed to your machine. So this is how it works, and this is how you can show the this is how in the VS Code, inside VS Code, you would be able to see your Azure environment. And this is very helpful for the developers who develop in the VS Code, so that they can view their existing environment in the VS Code itself instead of going directly inside the portal. And there is also this, as I showed you, there is also two versions of it. One is BAS and one is PowerShell. This is very interesting. Now, the last option that I will show you in the Azure documentation. So if you open the documentation, I hope that's already open here in the Cloud Cell, and here in this documentation, if you scroll down, you see here the get started with Cloud Cell Classic. And if you click on this, you would be able to see that couple of command is given, and here there is a open Cloud Cell button as well. And if you click on that, then on the documentation itself, in this documentation itself, it will ask you to sign in with your credential. And if you click on sign in, it will take all the user ID and password from your browser, and it is signed in. And you have signed in, then the cloud student name, you have to select a display name and everything, whatever you want, you can give. And then you have to select the country and everything, and then save. And then whenever you save it, uh, and if you select this back to learn, and whenever you are back, the cloud cell will open on the right hand side of the window along with the documentation, so that you can try everything here. Suppose for AG Cloud account list, right? You can try everything here in this window. And I will continue with this account, and then this is in PowerShell, so I will choose PowerShell, and then I will copy this command, and I will just paste it and hit enter, and this is my subscription, so it is showing my subscription. From this CLI here, from this Cloud Cell, I will switch to BAS. I will show you one interesting thing is you can also call REST API as well. So how to do that is you REST and then the URI, and the URI is HTTPS. Um, this is the Graph API, and if you enter it, so you can directly call this Graph API from your Azure CLI. So this is also one REST API you can call. There is one more interesting thing that I wanted to show you is how to create a temporary credentials for this Azure environment. So if you go back to this terminal, you remember we have logged in with our Azure portal already in our terminal, and if you in the terminal, if you uh, give this command, and it will give you a temporary token, access token for your Azure environment. So this is also very handy, and this is a bearer token. If you are familiar with app registration, you know how bearer token works, and this is how you can grab a temporary bearer token for your testing purpose or whatever it is. So in this phase, or in this tutorial, I have covered this 5 way how to use this Azure Cloud Cell in your environment, or how to access those, and this is very much handy. So I hope you know now how to access the Cloud Cell from various windows, like from Azure portal, from terminal, cell.azure.com, VS Code, and from documentation itself. So I really hope you do enjoyed this video, and I hope you really liked it. So if you are new to this channel, and please like, share, and comment your thoughts. If you let me know what you liked and what you didn't. I will be back with another exciting video. So till then, take care and goodbye.